Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. The right ear just started ringing, and that's something that I haven't experienced a lot lately, which is interesting. That just reminded me of that. Hello! Oh, I'm holding this because I wanted to remember to light some. I actually got this at the store Rockin' Rudy's here in Missoula. It's like a pretty, I wouldn't even say worldwide known store here in town, but it's a place I never think to go. But my sister always buys me birthday gifts from there. Like that's her place to get me my gifts. That's so sweet of her. But we took my aunt and my cousin there, and I just could not live without this Ponderosa Pine Montana incense, and it smells about as close to Ponderosa Pine as you're going to get without it actually being said thing. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. But I thought, just to keep the energy bright, high vibe, and natural and nuanced today, we're going to be lighting up one of these bad boys. And yes, I'm going live a little bit early today because I, in my head, was thinking, oh, this fundraising thing for Wrigley's school, because we had something at Boston School on Wednesday, so that's why I had to go live earlier. And then I knew the fun run was on Friday, but because he was a third grader last year, I thought, oh, well, they'll go the same time as last year's fourth graders go this year. Like in my head, like that was good math for me, right? No, actually, they're doing the whole shebang earlier in the day, so they don't have that big congestion at the end of the day, I guess is why. So it's not at 2 today, it's at 12:30, so I gotta go. Meaning I have about 2.5 hours from right now to be there. And that doesn't even include getting over there, finding a car, a parking spot, all the fun things. So I thought, I do not want to miss. I do not want to miss doing this pick a card. So we're just going to get right into it, I think. It doesn't help to light this when the fan is going, but we're going to do our best. All right, just getting some good vibes. I already cleared the space and set my intentions and connected to all my cards and kept out all of the entities and all the fun things that I do before I go live. But I thought we would do this right as we get started here. We'll do a few shout outs, just say hello to everybody who's here. And then we're going to get right into our pick a card. If you are wanting to kind of meditate on the cards before I hold them up, you can look at the thumbnail of this very exact live stream, and we'll get more in depth and I'll show you closer and everything. And I am actually going to do these the way I used to do them on the Done Creative channel and Harmony Portal Tarot, where we do kind of the horseshoe spread, and then the card you use to select the pile will be the underlying energy. So if you are, I would say, just to preface the whole pick a card, if you are wanting a specific type of underlying energy, maybe you can let either the imagery or the wording of these 3 choices, or if you're picking more than one, let that be your guide, I guess. So let's do some shout outs, say hello, and then we're going to get right into this so that if we do have any donations, we of course have time to take care of those as well. All right, so we got Brandy Lynn. Yeah, it's like a fundraiser. They basically all are supposed to run somewhere between 25 and 32 laps. I can't remember. But it's basically a flat fee that the donations, it's all online now. So it's like a flat fee, and then I don't know, but Wrigley, my mom being who she is, Wrigley is usually the top earner or whatever in his class. And that's just with 3 donations, with my mom, my mother-in-law and father-in-law, and then my husband and I. Like, that's usually what we do. And which is really weird because when I was a kid, I was always top earner, but it was because I was out there pounding the pavement, and I had a life hack, a secret hack that I did. I didn't have to go door to door. I didn't have to beg people. What I did the day I got my materials for whatever it was I was selling, whether it was lollipops or, these magazines where you could sell like home good type stuff, like candles and stuff for your wall and little knickknacks and stuff. I would get my materials, and the second school was out, I'd get my way down. Usually my mom would pick me up if I was, younger. She'd bring me to her work. She worked downtown, and I would just go from business to business to business. And anytime there was something for sale, a lot of the ladies that were working in this business, they knew I would be there to bring it to them because they usually loved whatever it was that was being sold. And I would just I would just get everybody's sales. And then someone would be like, well, is this for this thing? Because I have a niece that's in this. And I'm like, no, it's for this specifically. No one else is doing this. Just, the choir or the dance squad or band or, whatever it was I was into at the time and for whatever. So baseball chocolate was another big one. But, chocolate kind of sells itself, kind of like Girl Scout cookies kind of sell themselves. But, I think I learned a decent amount during that. I've always had this entrepreneurial spirit. Like if I want something to happen, I'm gonna have to go out there and make it happen. I'm not really teaching my kids that in the same way, meaning you go out and you deal with your fundraiser. That's not mom's responsibility, but we're just kind of like, both sets of grandparents, meaning, well, on my side, my mom anyway, and then us kind of giving, and like my husband and I, it's mostly him because it's, his money or whatever, like really give to the school just to make sure the school has what they need. That's just one of our main priorities as far as our kind of giving back, I guess. Just making sure because his dad, my husband's dad, was a teacher, and a lot of times his dad was paying out of pocket for things that his classroom needed that just weren't covered in the budget. And we're hoping that, with our contributions to the school and stuff, that they won't have to do that so much. Well, they always do the most for their grandkids. That's my mom. That's my mother-in-law and father-in-law. Like, yes, absolutely. She's helping your niece sell bundt cakes for the fundraiser. And see, if the grandma or mom or whoever wanted to go with them and pound pavement with them. I don't know today that I would trust even my 13-year-old. Not that I don't trust him. I just don't trust other people. For him to go out, even just downtown here in Missoula, is it's like city vibes down there. Like I wouldn't trust that nowadays. For me personally, where I live, it's just grown way too much for me to just be like, oh yeah, free range, go do it. Like I'd at least have to be following him block to block in the car or something. I'm not that much of a hovercraft parent or a helicopter parent, but yet still I'm aware, always energetically protecting the kids because I can do that. We can all do that. So why not? We got Brandy Lynn. We got Michelle De Leon. Welcome, Michelle. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Marlene, Brianna. Oh, awesome. Good to see you, ladies. Well, we are going to figure out our card selection. So we're at 6 minutes and 59 seconds. Well, let's just call it 7 minutes on the dot. 7 minutes in. I've stopped rambling. We're going to get into this. So again, remind me. Okay, so this is pile 1. I want to go left to right. So if this is not appearing to you left to right, pile 1, pile 3. If this is not left to right, let me know and I'll switch it. I want to say, I hope it's reading the way it's reading for me, but I don't know for sure. So this should be the left of your screen. This should be the right of your screen, hopefully, if I've got it right. Because my camera is backwards. I'm thinking it's like this. Oh, looks good. Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right, so for pile 1, we have Sky Father, Trust in the Unknown. For pile 2, we have Shed Old Skin. And for pile 3, we have High Priest, Intend. Oh, and that's Snake, if I didn't say it. Intend and Create. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of hold these 3 up, let you meditate. If you're called to more than one, feel free to watch as many as you feel called to, or as few as you feel called to, or none. If none of them call to you. Just feel free. We're going to just be doing our classic horseshoe spread that I used to do on my channels. I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite spreads. I don't do a lot of spreads as a tarot reader, which is kind of funny, but this is one I love. All right. So hopefully you've had time to choose, and we're going to go in first with pile 1 with Sky Father. We're at 829. So of course, this is the underlying energy of the month of October. And if I forgot to say what this pick a card is even about, it's about the month of October, or underlying energies here and what you can expect for the month of October. So we're going to start here front and center with our Sky Father card. And then we have the Tarot of the Unknown, which is, in my opinion, it's very Halloween vibes, very fall vibes. So we're going to go with this. All right. So for pile 1, so to start out, we already have our underlying energy, which is that middle card. Let me take this off so we can really get comfortable and acquainted. All right, here we go. So the first card we're going to pull is the recent past, the energies you're coming in from September, August, maybe even as far back as July, because as we know, these energies never just hard stop. They're usually kind of ebbing and flowing, continuing on and kind of fading out. All right, so past energy, you're coming into the month of October, pile 1. We have the Enoch card, which is dun dun dun, the Tower. So something may have recently fallen apart, again, from July, August, September. Just maybe didn't work out the way you thought. Something that this could be you detonating your own tower, releasing limiting beliefs. This could be decluttering, purging, just clearing space, making room, holding space for what's new to come in. If you feel like, things have been pretty good, this may just be collective in the mundane world energy. But for most of you that have picked pile 1, there was something you can at least point to, or even just kind of feeling this kind of blahness with life that you're just ready to kickstart and have something new come in that could be you're bringing in with you. This does not mean that you're having tower moment upon tower moment in the month of October. This is past energy. But, as we know, so many people are ruled by what happened to them in their past. So many people. None of us here are excluded from that. So the present energy, the month of October proper, the month of October itself for pile 1. And I'm going to also refer back to these as we need to. We have the Page of Axes or the Page of Swords. So there's something new. And I think that's why you guys had a lot of this, like, let's clear out the old to make room for the new for October. But you're ready. You're ready to put yourself out there in some way. Someone may even be applying for a job or hearing back, hey, you got the job. Or maybe, I would normally see that as like Page of Pentacles, but for some reason I'm getting job vibes. And this doesn't feel like a job that you're already involved in, meaning like, a raise or promotion within the job, although that could happen. I guess we'll see what other cards come out. But for someone watching pile 1, this may be a full new income stream, or you're just hopping ship from one job to another because you're like, yes, this is a much better opportunity. And this may actually be finding you rather than you looking for it, those of you watching. But at the very least, bare minimum, bare bones of this present moment for you, pile 1, this is going to be like news coming in, something exciting. You do not have to take that opportunity, but for many of you, I think you're going to at least be very intrigued about what this opportunity may present to you. All right, future conditions. This is going to be, so this is, of course, October, but kind of the end of October, going into November, December, maybe even as far out as January. So we're getting a sneak peek with this next card. What's coming in? I just got chills. So pile 1, there's something big. There's something transformational. And I also heard transactional, which usually that's like, I scratch my back, I scratch your back, you scratch mine, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. It's not transactional as far as like, well, I won't give you what you want if you don't. It feels very like energy exchange. So good transactional, but also transformational with that past energy of the Tower. This is kind of setting you up for this rebirth energy almost. I'm seeing like the death card in my mind's eye, but it doesn't mean you have to go through yet another death. This is really an accumulation of all the little deaths, specifically around mindset, maybe even manifesting, that you've let go of some limiting beliefs around. But let's see, future conditions for pile 1. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I was like major transition, major transformation, major arcana. Look at this. So closing out or just being done with karma or just washing your hands of karma. Of course, don't clear all karma because we want that good karma that we've put into the, into the, the kitty. We want that back. We want the good karma back. And I just got major chills as I said that. Yeah, someone watching, you're actually maybe getting back pay or somehow money that you once lost is returning to you. And what I'm seeing or hearing and seeing, and it's all being spelled out in my mind's eye, is when I was like the last few months of me being a senior in high school, I had showed this one friend of mine, only one person besides myself knew where my graduation money was hidden. And I had it in this little drawer of my jewelry box. And I showed this one boy where I'm like, this is $1,500, like 15 $100 bills. And back in the year 2000, that was everything. And I showed him. And then about 4 or 5 days later, I went to, I just like to look at it and count it, I wasn't like going to go spend it or anything, but I just was wanting to look at it and it was gone. All 15 $100 bills, gone. Of course I knew who took it because one person knew where it was besides myself. And I know I didn't put it somewhere, but we're talking 5 years later after that happened. this kid that there were 3 boys that took it. I mean, of course, the one that knew where it was, he was like the ringleader of it, and then there were 2 other boys that were involved. And this 3rd boy that was involved, he came forward after 5 years. He's like, I really feel like it keeps me up at night still that, I got $500 of that $1,500 cut, and I really want to give that back to you. And it was at a time I was in my first full semester at the university. So after I had finished my associate's degree, I got 2 degrees through like the community college area. And I desperately needed like just about $496 was what I needed to finish that, tuition and stuff. And then $500, boom, there it is. But that was my money already. But it was just that karma coming back. So there may be something karmically, it doesn't have to be cash money, but something from your past that's coming back to help you. Maybe when you're down or when you're ready for this next level up for sure. I know that was a bit long-winded, but I think someone needed to hear that. All right. So now I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, your best path to follow. I had to remember my own order of operations here. So your best path to follow in the month of October, kind of your guiding light. Okay, the moon. We don't need the moon being our guiding light. No, but this really is representative of your intuition. Let your intuition be your guiding light. If something smells fishy, if something looks funky, trust your gut on this. Because yes, there may be some sort of scam or something, especially if you're coming into some coin here. There may be some sort of scam that's looking to find you in some way or something like this. We don't want to consent to anything like that. So trust your intuition. That is your best path to follow. Trust your gut. If you're really confused about something, don't make that decision right that second if you cannot at all help it. And if you just even only get 24 hours or something to sleep on it before you have to make a choice or a decision, take as much time as you can if intuitively you're not feeling one way or another. Trust that intuition. It's going to be your guiding light. All right, so your wish coming true, wish fulfillment in the month of October. What's going on? What's coming in for pile 1? We have the Knight of Axes or the Knight of Swords. And you already had the Page of Swords earlier. So something that you got this new opportunity on, you're finally ready to take action. Your wish fulfillment is you're finally going to be able to move ahead. You're ready. Finally going to be able to move ready. That's what I tried to say. But no, you're ready and you're finally, for some of you, it's like finally all in caps, ready to move forward on something that has been back burner, something that has been kind of this weird obstacle or kind of looping. You're just like, I'm done looping. I'm ready to rise above. I'm ready to level up. You're leveling up. And this looks like almost like a runaway horse. Like he's got some stuff going on here. And this horse is leading, but he looks like, okay, the horse is going to help me. So maybe someone here has, I'm not seeing it like a workhorse, like someone's doing the work for you, but you at least have a cheerleader or someone in your corner. So it's not like you're having to do all this alone. There's someone that's got your back here. That's in your inner circle or like close friend group, family, possibly, maybe even your own higher self. But I really am seeing this as external to you energy mostly. If you feel you don't have any kind of support system, then obviously this could be your higher self or your inner self, your true spirit. All right, the outcome for pile 1, month of October. And we have it here, the world. Okay, so definitely closing out a cycle this month. Being able to then take this energy that's reverberating into your future all the way into January or so of 2025 is this Wheel of Fortune. So you're literally able to be closing out karma because future energy, the outcome toward the end, this is kind of mid to end of the month is what this is covering for you here. You're closing something out. But even if you're excited and ready to close something out, there can still be this energy of bittersweet. Because, maybe even just looking back to just being very comfortable, set in those ways. Now you're out of your comfort zone and you're going to have to be a bit uncomfortable for a while till you establish new comfort zones or new routines with something. But you're letting go of something. For some of you, this could be just mostly having to do with your own BS, your own trauma, your own limiting beliefs, or things that have been put upon you that you're just no longer claiming as your own. Like, okay, society goes along with this, but that doesn't mean I have to continue to. Even if I did in the past, I'm done. You're washing your hands of something and you're ready to move forward. Level up time. That's exactly what you're doing. Let's see. We're going to get one from the Shadow Work Oracle. Just anything to keep in mind over this upcoming month of October, or whenever you're watching this. I mean, this can be, I don't know, February 2025. I don't know when you're watching, but whenever you're watching. All right, what does pile 1 need to know month of October, or whenever they're watching? Face those inner demons. Don't be afraid of darkness. There is a light nearby. Transform and integrate. I mean, what were we talking about? And she's literally sitting on top of a tower. So she's building back better. I know that's a catchphrase for somebody. I don't think it's like make America great again or anything like that, but like building back better. But it's not like, it's weird because it's like it already exists. It's already established, but like in your higher timelines. So it's not even like you're having to, I mean, it may feel energetically like you're creating this from the ground up, but what you're really doing is taking action steps to align with the future version of yourself that already has it figured out. And I think that's part of this underlying energy for you of trust in the unknown. Maybe you don't know exactly, and like the how, the when, the where, and maybe even the why. Usually we know the what, and most of the time the why. Why do I want to do this? What is it I want to do? Well, some people don't even know that half the time, but I feel like you at least have the what handled and possibly the why number group 1. But it's the how, the when, and the where that's still kind of being played out, or, you know, you can hop to a timeline where these things are already going on for yourself, but you already are transforming and integrating. And that tower card here, this is not for the faint of heart. You've already been doing the work in some capacity, and now it's your time to shine. That's what I'm hearing. Your time to shine. All right, so let's get one more. I think we're going to go to this deck. The Magical Spirit Oracle. Pile 1, October, or whenever it is they're watching this, October 2024. Okay, so we have here the Alchemist. Wow, you're transforming, you're integrating, you're alchemizing. Look at this. Okay, so I'm going to read it and then I'll show you. Empowerment, pain, and sorceress. And it says, oh, I don't break that easy. Not anymore. Instead, I use things as fuel. And that really is like the John Creeder Vampire's Way to Psychic Self-Defense, about just consuming all the negative energy around you, bringing it into this cauldron, doing that reverse breathing technique, and then alchemizing that into positive energy. Because energy is energy. We just give it a negative or positive charge, or it's already charged that way when we receive it. But we can alchemize it if it's, I mean, I don't know why anyone would want to turn positive energy into negative, but people do that. But we have the ability to do that. We do. We both ways. Or we can just bring it back to neutrality either, or as well. So, and we have the number 39 there, which adds up to 3 + 9 is 12, which adds up to a 3. So creative energy. So maybe you're even using the things from your past that you felt were about ready to break you. You channeled that into your creativity, into your art. And even if you're not an artist per se, you know, your whole life is your creation. So you're using or utilizing what's happened to you in the past to create a really beautiful month for yourself in October. Pile number 1. And Linda says pile 1 is resonating with me. Woohoo! That's awesome. All right, well, we're going to get into pile 2 as long as I can get all this put back. Yeah, if you're just joining us, say hi in the comments. I'll shout you out real quick, and then we're going to get into pile 2. If you're late to the party, I can show you at least the cover photo or cover card for pile 1. That was this one. And then for pile 2, we have the snake energy, was shedding old skin. And then upcoming, we still have yet to do these 2 readings. And then pile 3 is going to be your high priest, intend and create. Okay, so I'm going to timestamp for pile 2. Get that out of the way there. I just got to remember which decks I used for pile 1, so we don't skip them out on pile 2. So pile 2, 2329 or 2330. There we go. 23. And I do watch these back sometimes, and my timestamps don't line up for whatever reason. But that's the exact timestamp I'm seeing on my screen right now. If I have time, I will double check that just to make sure, and I can kind of fudge the numbers in the comments if I have to make them line up properly. All right, pile 2. So for your pile, you selected the snake card. So it says shed old skin. I know they're so nostalgic, aren't they? And I'm loving it. I am loving this so much. Like, I am in my element right now. Oh, I miss this so much. I just need to get back to this. Even if it's just once a month, like, this is my jam right now. All right, pile one. What energy are you bringing into October? The world. Well, pile one ended with this card. You're beginning with this card. So pile two, you're coming in already ended something. And pile one kind of had that vibe with the Tower card as their kind of entry. And this energy could go back as far as July, August, September. You know, you're just starting to come out of this energy, but it doesn't ever hard stop. So just keep that in mind. These energies kind of reverberate and then kind of die out, peter out, whatever. So you're bringing in energy where you're ready to make a choice or take some endings, or maybe these endings have already happened. Maybe even trips. You maybe, and I forgot to say that in pile one. I meant to say that they may be going on some sort of trip this month, but you may have just gotten back from a trip, or maybe at the very beginning of the month they're going on a trip, something like that. Again, these energies never just hard stop, but you're definitely ready to be done with something, or something you were really struggling with or dealing with, or just felt like it would never leave you alone in July, August, September, is now finally setting you free. And more to the point, you're setting yourself free, group two. All right, group two, the present energy, meaning the month of October proper. What can group two expect in October? Well, you're getting two cards for October, so it's a complicated energy. So we have the Death card, which is a very funny looking thing here, and then King of Wands. So that ending that some of you have gone through or are about to go through, and if you're about to go through it, because we're still in, at least at the time of my filming this, we're on September 27th, but I would say this is going to happen by October 8th at the latest. So if you meaning this death energy and the world, and this could be almost a culmination combination where someone's literally cutting someone or something out of their life. This could also reflect that someone has passed away, but at the very least, this person's energy is no longer in your reality or in your life in a day-to-day capacity. And this doesn't even have to be like anything negative where you cut someone out. Maybe you left a job and you lost that like coworker connection, no longer, not to say you'll never be this person's friend again, but like the coworker connection, you're no longer coworkers, but maybe now you're friends or whatever. So it doesn't have to be like all doom and gloom. But for someone watching this, you're literally burying a past version of yourself and ready to step into this whole new version. Like you're done playing small. You're done just settling, because we have the King of Wands here. He's ready to make changes. He's not resting on his laurels. He's not waiting for the neighbor guy to buddy up and pair up with him to do it. He's just going to get out there, pull up his bootstraps, and get to work. And some of you have already kind of been in this energy, or just almost feeling this urge to get up and make a change, be motivated. And I mean, motivation can come and find us, yes, but for the most part, we get that motivation by just getting started. Even if we feel like we're dragging our feet, at least we're moving forward a little bit, right? And that's where motivation is going to find most of you this month, is when you just roll up your sleeves, pull up your bootstraps, put on your big boy and girl panties, and start doing the thing. Even if you don't feel like doing the thing, you're just going to start trying. And before you know it, you're gaining that momentum and effort. And not only that, you're inspiring others to maybe cut out the toxicity in their life as well. So that's a pretty big power punch there for what you're experiencing in October. And maybe even if you're not sure exactly where you're going, you at least know that where you came from and energy that you're ready to leave, put to rest, is not going to come with you into, November, December, January. Speaking of November, December, January, I can speak, I swear. We're going to pull the energy for, this is future energy, so kind of the end of the month going into, November, December, and January of 2025. And we have anti-whispers, and this is, I believe, is this the Hermit card? No, the Strength card. This is a Strength card. I had to what's anti-whispers again? It's a Strength card. The thing that gave it away was the infinity symbol there. But this really does feel to me like tuning into the source of your inner strength, your true spirit, to really help you really put these things to rest, because you're leaving a lot behind here, group two. You've left a lot behind since July, August, September, October, and then going into November, December, January. That's just getting further away in your rear view mirror. And you're ready to, some of you are really soothing and nurturing and maybe doing some inner child healing or inner child work to help integrate that inner child. Because one of our biggest, as far as our imagination and our creativity, one of our biggest proponents for that is our inner child. And so many of us, though, have wounded inner children that, once in a while they will rear their head, but for the most part, they're scared to come out. So it's up to you, pile two, that rhymed, this month of October to allow, and November, December, January, going forward, to allow that inner child to come out and play and show that inner child it's now safe to come out and play. Or maybe it wasn't before. Well, it is now, because you better be damn well sure, inner child, that I, as the inner adult and external adult, is showing up to make that safe space for you. So there may be a lot of healing. I mean, with the Death card, and then, this kind of regeneration energy of this King of Wands ready to make some things happen, there's definitely healing here for you, group 2. Yeah, anti-whispers, isn't that fun? All right, so let's see the energy for your best path to follow. Because remember, you're letting go of the old. That's kind of the name of the game this month. And to have the Death card with the Snake card, with the World is kind of the energy you're coming in with. Like, you're ready to blow some ish up that just doesn't belong in your energy anymore, group 2. And let me just raise my hand and be the first to say I'm so proud of you. Because this can be one of the hardest things, is just to blow up our old life and just leave what's no longer serving. But to blow up your own life, that doesn't mean you have to get rid of everything, clear the whole slate. No, keep what's working, obviously. Keep what's working. Keep those connections that are deep and thriving, and even keep the connections that are kind of limping along. Because when you're bringing new energy to the table, that will kind of inspire and kind of wake, the people that you're associating with up to either get with the program or move on. Just get moving on. So this is not a blow up everything and just, la-di-da, I just ruined everything. No. This is keeping what works, but building on that really beautiful foundation. Oh, you made it through the hurricane. I was going to ask Amber. I'm glad you arrived. I was thinking of you because I knew you were down in that area. And it looked pretty intense. Not going to lie. That looked, I was watching some of the street cameras in, I think it was Tampa area. I was like, wow, I'm so glad I don't live there. I mean, me flying across the yard holding onto my trampoline was enough drama for me for a while as far as the wind goes. Me and the wind, we have a relationship, and I'm like, let's not do that again for a while. I appreciate you, but all right. So what wish is coming true? Yes, that's what we're doing, I think. Oh no, best path to follow. I drew that out of alignment. So we have to go to the future conditions. Future conditions. No, I did that, right? This was the future. It's really embodying that inner child and allowing that inner child to come out to play. That is kind of going all the way to January of 2025. So your best path to follow. This is your advice for the month of October. Best path to follow. Page of Pentacles, new beginning vibes. New girl, who's she? That's what we're saying here, because it's out with the old and in with the new. Again, that doesn't mean you have to let go of everything that's deemed old. If it's working for you, please keep it. Allow that vintage to make a renaissance. That's what I'm seeing. So yes, keep what's working. Allow to flow what's not working, but also don't be afraid of new beginnings. Even if you're feeling maybe a bit motivated and inspired, but you're not sure the how, the what, the where, the why, all the things we were talking about, don't worry about it, because you're going to know. You're going to know, especially how to take action in physical reality. You're going to know. So your best path to follow is to start something new. Start a new project of some kind. Even if it's just, I need to clean out that closet. That's a project. Consider it done. And usually as you start one project and you see the results of all that work and effort you put in, you just want to keep that momentum going. Usually, not always, but a lot of times. And again, you're not going to find that motivation. It usually doesn't find you. You've got to start working to find it. And then, boy, you're in it and you're feeling good. So your best path to follow, start something new and also finish it. If this is a small project, start it and finish it. Because in the finishing, you get this kind of boost of confidence in yourself. All right. So wish coming true for pile 2 in October. What wish is coming true? All right. We have the Knight of Cups. Oh, that's so cute. I love this. It's funny how his costume's like, hey, give me a drink. This is about us nourishing our own selves. I mean, this is very self-care vibes, like literally taking action to take care of our own emotional health. But your wish fulfillment for the month is you're going to find the time, the space, the communications, the people that make you feel emotionally loved, cared for. even if you're having to cut the toxicity of those that aren't doing that, not that it's their job, but I mean, it's a give and a take. It's receive. You know, when you're in a relationship with someone, it's usually a give and a take. It's not just a take, 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 or a give, give, give. And when it gets to be take, 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 and give, 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 it's usually bye, I'm out, by the giver. Usually, not always, but a lot of the time. But this Knight of Cups is really reminding you as your wish fulfillment that to take the time. If no one's giving you the time to take care of your own emotional health, you give yourself the gift of time to take care of your emotional needs, your healing, anything that's coming up to the surface. That means it's time. It's ready. It's ready to be let go of. And if we just like, oh, I'm too busy, I can't deal with this right now, we just shove it down, shove it down, shove it down. And then it becomes even harder to let go of or deal with when we do find the time, or when it's the time, or when we're finally ready. So I'm proud of you if you're going to face your own inner stuff, which many of you this month are. I mean, with the Death card, the Tower card, the Snake card, you're ready to face and be done with some of this energy, and you're taking no prisoners. So, and as a gift to you for doing that, you're getting some massive emotional connection and fulfillment, even with your own true spirit, but also with those around you, your nearest and dearest. You're finding really great ways this month to get that emotional connection with those you love. All right, the outcome for pile 2. Of course, we still have a few oracle cards, but as far as a couple cards fell, but if some of those come out, I guess it'll. Okay, so for the outcome, things are not completely solidified, 100% perfect, set in stone, blah-de-da. There's still balance, but you're balancing. By the end of the month, you're balancing very well. The letting go of and the starting and allowing for the new to come in, you're doing a great job. But just remind yourself around the end of the month not to take on, again, if you're kind of starting something new, kind of keep it more toward the beginning to the mid of the month, not extending to try to make all these changes around Samhain, Halloween, when things maybe energetically get a little bit crazy. I feel like especially around the end of the month, that's when you're really giving yourself that grace to rest and be more in your receptive mode. Maybe you're more in your healing, peeling / spiritual mode, rather than making a whole bunch of things happen. But, you know, those of you that are parents, maybe you are taking your kids trick-or-treating or to all the different Halloween or Samhain events in your area or at the schools, all that fun things. But don't overexert or overextend yourself too much, especially in mid-month through the end of the month. Prioritize self-care as much as you can after mid-month October. I mean, prioritizing self-care at any time is a good thing. But especially for you, pile 2, mid-month through the end is going to be very imperative that you do that for your own well-being. All right. Anything else pile 2 needs to know for the month of October 2024, or whenever it is they are watching this? And we have here deception. A slippery slope erodes trust. Honesty fosters connection and authenticity. Integrity, transparency, and trust. And you're even letting go, pile 2, of places where you deceive yourself. That could be some of this death energy, this world energy, this shed the old skin energy, is you're no longer choosing to deceive yourself. You're going to be very upfront, very blunt, and very honest with yourself as to how you're settling, as to how you're allowing others to invade your space or your boundaries, as to how you're maybe just putting yourself back burner. You're done doing that. You're done deceiving yourself, deceiving your own spirit by putting everything and everyone ahead of you. Now's the time to allow, and especially with that inner child here in your future conditions, energy toward the end of the month and going through January, prioritizing, you know, and this almost reminds me of like Peter Pan and Tinkerbell combined. So it's like, you know, the Never Never kids or whatever, Neverland, I don't remember what it was called. But, you know, never wanting to grow up. Well, maybe our inner children can be forever children, but we as that mature curator of that inner child, we do have to grow up and be mature, but then we can allow that inner child to come out to play in a safe environment to where we're feeling like a kid again. So it's a really interesting energy here, but you're done allowing others to deceive you, and you're done deceiving, absolutely done deceiving yourself. So that's awesome, pile 2. All right, let's get our last card for pile 2, words of wisdom, advice, guidance for pile 2 in the month of October 2024. And just a reminder, I don't think we have any donations yet. So if you want to be jumped to the front of the list, feel free. So we have the moon. Funny how the moon wanted to come out in both piles 1 and 2. So what if your strangeness is actually your brilliance? And that really is going back to the inner child, because if you look at any given child, like especially under the age of 5 and especially under the age of 3, they're letting their freak flag fly. Like they don't care that they're looking weird or people are going to judge them. They're just being their truest, most authentic selves. And I love that. But this is about allowing that inner child to let that freak flag fly. I could say it 5 times fast, probably not. But this really is about you, you know, finding those ways where you're deceiving yourself with duality, but also finding those hidden gems of your own inner child, of your own creativity, of your own imagination. But also, you're finding your secret power within you by doing all this healing and letting go of this old energy. You're allowing the authenticity to really shine through. It's really beautiful. And then we have the number 4, which is about creating stability. And after having, you didn't have the Tower in your card or in your deck, but you might as well have, because we have the Death, we have the World, we have the Snake shedding old skin, if I can grab onto it. So to let you know that you're ending this reading with stability there with the number 4, that's everything. That's everything, because you are in the midst of this change, this churning up of all the old energy to be able to create this new solid foundation. And it's going to be solid this time. It's not going to be something that's going to be easily, rug ripped out from under you. No, this is very stable and very secure. All right. Get all these cards put back. Check on in. Let us know that you're here. You can say hi if you're just joining us. We just finished pile 2. And if you're wanting the timestamps for this, you might have to wait till we're done with this live stream, and then I will absolutely pin the top comment as our timestamps. And I forgot to mention at the beginning that I'm not going to be doing the giveaway today, just because I wanted to not have to rush through this pick a card, and I still will have time to make it over at Wrigley's school for his fun run fundraiser. All right. And just a reminder for those of you just joining us, this was the energy for pile 1, which we already did that reading. Energy for pile 2, which we just finished that reading, and we're about to get into pile 3. And a lot of times, if you're just kind of coming in at some point, absolutely that energy is meant for you. So you can take that as a hint or a nod that, yes, this is my pile, because I just came in. It's just talking about it right now. Or even if I just finished up and you're ready to go into this next pile. Okay. All right, 4202. Timestamp for pile 3. And pile 3, you have the High Priest energy, intend and create. So you are setting some pretty big intentions for yourself and for how you want your life to look. And you're not stopping there. You're also then going to start creating them. Notice I said the word start, not the word you're just going to create them and this is going to be the most magical, month of your life. I mean, it can be. We haven't really tuned in the energy of it too much yet, but you're at least intending to start creating this month. Amber's donating. It looks like we also have a donation that came in already from Michelle. So we will start with Michelle and then we will get into Amber's reading as well. All right, but let's get into pile 3. So this is the energy you're coming into the month of October. This is July, August, September vibes. That's kind of rippling into October. It's not going to be like center stage energy or anything, unless we get clarification from the present energy of October that's going to remain. For the most part, it's just going to kind of trickle in and kind of reverberate out as the month of October really starts to amp up for you. All right, past energy coming in hot with pile 3 for the month of October. The moon. All 3 piles have had some iteration of the moon card. So wow, look at this. So the moon. This is really about trusting your intuition, or those of you that are, this is past energy coming in July, August, September. You've done a lot of work to tune into, to see through the illusions, to see through the BS, to see through the lies. And now you're getting to the truth. Your truth detector, your lie detector, it's on point. And it has been for a hot minute now. And it's going to continue to kind of reverberate in. Reverberate in. Ooh, you dreamt about the moon. What phase was it in? That might be very telling information as to what that dream meant for you. If it was a full moon, that means different than if it was a new moon or a crescent of any kind. Ooh, full moon. Yeah, you can even Google or just tune into your own true spirit, because a lot of times I'll tune in, and that's what I do first. When I'm doing dream journaling, I will tune into my own interpretation of it. And, there's a lot of or symbols with the moon. And the more you know about what the moon actually is, those symbols can shift and change and morph and become more negative, maybe. But wow, yeah. And taking into account the colors that were around, the people that were around, what was going on, how did you feel during this dream can really help paint the picture for you what that dream means for you, Linda. Thanks for sharing. That's cool. All right. So the month of October energies. These are the main energies for October. And we have here the Ace of Wands. So there's new energy that wants to come in. So this may just be a collective theme because all three piles have touched on let's get rid of the old to make room for something new. And pile one had the Page of Swords in this position of October's energy, if I'm not mistaken. Pile one. So if you were also called to pile one, this might just be why is you're starting something new. And there's maybe an opportunity or an offer, but a lot of times this is like an inspiration that just kind of hits you out of nowhere. Like, your next step, or where it is, if this is a long-term goal, you're ready. You're ready to get started. But yeah, and even if you don't know every plot or step along the way, if you can at least have a rough outline of, okay, I'm traveling from LA to New York. I know it's going to be this many miles-ish, but let's allow time in our schedule for pit stops and kind of going off the beaten path. And that's what I see with this energy, is not being so rigid in your plans for the month of October to where you do have some wiggle room. But there's definitely new energy coming in, new inspiration, new excitement for someone watching. You're meeting someone, or if you already know this person or you're already in a relationship with this person, there's just this spark that's being rekindled or ignited in a big way. And speaking of that, our incense is already out, but it was going most of this live stream so far, but it's out now. But you're igniting something here at pile 3. So let's get into the future conditions. So this is going to be the end of October, going into November, December, January of 2025. We're already tuning into the energy of January 2025. Can you believe it? That's 3 months away. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's crazy. All right, the future conditions for pile 3. What do they need to know? Future conditions. And we have the Page of Axes. This is the Page of Swords. And that's what I thought we had. Yeah, we had this for pile 1. We were just talking about that. Yes, that was but this is kind of reverberation energy. So you're taking the torch. The torch from pile 1 was passed to you, pile 3, and you're taking it the distance. Wow, you have a lot going on this month, pile 3. So if you're really busy or you're feeling overwhelmed, please take time for that self-care. And I didn't do this for any of the other piles, but you know me, when we hear the word self-care, buzzword, we pull this out and we get some guidance. For pile 3, what's the best way they can be doing some self-care or taking care of themselves so they don't burn out this month? Okay, we're going to go to this side of the page. The happy playlist. Get some good music going. Maybe even like nostalgia vibes. Stuff from your past that you may have had at one point on cassette tape. For those of you that are as ancient as I am over here. 80s and 90s babies, even earlier babies, really loved a good cassette tape. And I was even messing with cassettes into high school, like 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000. Those were the years I was in high school. Not that I was held back, but you know how you start I started high school in 96. So it was a 96, 97 school year. You know what I'm saying? I was 14 going in, but yeah. And yeah, why not? If you have a cassette player and you have your cassettes, why not play them? My son Boston has a record player, and both my kids will use that record player daily. They're listening to it's usually 21 Pilots or Nirvana, but they also have some Beatles records that we got at the secondhand store, and like classical music, like Hans Schubert and Beethoven and like stuff that we got at different secondhand stores, but they will listen to those all the time. So yeah, get yourself a nice nostalgia or happy playlist. Keyword happy, pile 3. We don't want to be depressing ourselves because there's a lot of new coming in. I think of all the 3 piles, you guys have been doing the most inner work and maybe even physical work in your reality to clear the path of this collective energy of let go of the old to make room for the new. I think most of you in pile 3 have done a lot of work already. And even if there's a little bit left to do here, left to do there, and of course in the future, there's going to be all sorts of more work. I mean, these things come in cycles, but as far as this whole big cycle of this collective energy that we're tuning into, you've already cleared the path for the most part, pile 3, and you're just ready to, start some new foundations for yourself, or to take all the things that are working and just really take them and run. All right, so for your best path to follow, pile 3, okay, I love this. I love this because a lot of times when we're flying high, we're feeling good, we've let go of a lot of toxicity and negativity in our past, and we're just ready to like conquer the world. Nah. That's when a lot of entities, like look at this kind of ghosty person, skeleton person's like tapping on this guy's shoulder, like trying to get his attention. So you will be tried to be knocked off your high horse by a lot of malevolent energies, entities, NPC type people. And I'm not trying to disrespect people in our lives. I still personally treat everyone as if they have a true spirit, even though I know a lot of people out there don't. Because that reflects on me. I want to treat people how I want to be treated. Even if it's a quote unquote AI bot or an NPC, like I'm still going to treat it with respect, or them with respect. So this really is about, first and foremost, respecting yourself, pile 3, because you are, we're always in this like stasis of we're coming, we're going, we're trying to do this, but we're finishing up that, and respecting yourself first and foremost. And yes, maybe you are taking the consideration or advice of other people, but you're listening first without just automatically accepting it. So for some of you, I would say the best thing you could do to really protect this new beginning, flash forward type energy is to literally just get offline. And for people that are chronically online, that can be the scariest thing to do because you reclaim so many hours of your day, you almost don't know what to do with yourself. If you don't have like a 9-to-5 job or, a whole bunch of like to-do list items and you're just like, it's like cricket, I'm bored. But boredom is like the seed of being able to really start creating when you're bored. That's usually where people's ideas for inventions back in the past came from, is being bored. And we don't allow ourselves to be bored anymore. So allow yourself to be bored this month. Allow time, just literally schedule time in your day to daydream or do something. Yeah, maybe if you're like, well, I got to qualify it, I got to go for a walk, or I got to do this. But to me, going for a walk is kind of a low impact. I mean, it's high impact as far as like getting your endorphins going and stuff, but it's low impact as far as like feeling this big, deep commitment to something. You can literally just pencil in going for a walk, and there's like no pressure. You're just on your walk. You're not pressured to answer emails. You're not pressured to be somewhere else. You're not pressured, all these things. So schedule time in to be bored or to just do things that feel good, because that can allow that creative flow that's already coming in hot for you, pile 3, to really take root and go. And we kind of did have that element of pile 2 with that King of Wands that came in with the Death card in their present energy position of, you're ready. You're like excited and passionate about something and just ready to go the distance. And I see that for you as well, pile 3. But you may have to turn off all the noise around you to be able to really stay in that energy. All right, so this is your wish fulfillment. I was saying that in my head without saying it out loud. So your wish fulfillment is you're going to be able to balance it all. That doesn't mean you can sign up for everything and be everywhere and be everything to all people all the time this month. No, you're going to have to be, again, schedule in time to be bored so that you can balance, but you're going to be able to balance. That's because this is a wish fulfillment card. Is instead of feeling off kilter or out of balance or one more thing's added, you're going to go completely off the rails. No, because you're scheduling enough time to be bored. You're scheduling time to do things that you enjoy this month. And that's really going to help you stay the course of whatever all this new energy is for you, pile 3. All right. And the outcome for pile 3, what's the outcome for the month of October 2024 for pile 3? What do they need to know? And, well, I guess you're getting 2. They both want to come out. Okay. So you had the Chariot that came out first, and then the 7 of Swords is wanting to come in as well. So when I'm actually reading this as a self-empowerment 7 of Swords, like you're taking back what was already yours. You're not stealing, lying to, or cheating on anyone. You're just taking back what was yours. So for those of you that are the givers in all of your relationships, you're taking some of that giving energy back for yourself, to give to yourself first, to fill your cup up first. Especially with all this new coming in. And maybe that's why people are like, hey, remember me? Why aren't you giving me what I need? Me. You're putting some boundaries up this month, pile 3. This is imperative because you can't get where you're going in the energy that got you where you're currently at because you're ready to move on from where you're currently at. And yes, maybe that energy you were in the past where you're giving to all these people served you to get you to where you are now, or where, you know, you've been in the recent past anyway. But you're now ready to just let go of those veils of illusion, even with yourself, as far as, you know, is me trying to give this person everything and anything they want actually benefiting me? And the answer is almost always no, anyway. So taking your power back, that's what I see with this card. You're taking your power back to be able to move forward on your dreams, your gifts, your talents, your wants, needs, and desires. So people may, you know, if they're judging you from the outside looking in, it may look like you're being selfish this month, pile 3, but you're not being selfish. You're being selfless. By giving to yourself first, putting your oxygen mask on first so that you can then give from your overflow, that is the best possible place to give from, because then there's no resentment that builds up. There's no, well, I gave this to you, where's mine? There's none of that. You're just giving because that's what makes you feel good. Giving from this place of obligation does not feel good. And you're ready to feel good this month, darn it, pile 3. You're ready to feel good. And I have a feeling you're going to do it very well this month. So here we go. Anything pile 3 needs to know in October 2024. And we have Shadow Blossom. You need both sunlight and darkness to fully bloom. And I think that's exactly what this is showing. We need, you know, maybe sometimes we need a little bit more light and then the darkness can go down. But then, oh, now I need to kind of bury myself to be more introverted and, you know, dark and give less of my light to everybody and give it to myself first and foremost. Being in that womb, that void space for myself. But then, yeah, this is teaching you resilience and for you to be able to, again, nourish yourself first so that you can give from your overflow, so you're not degrading yourself to make others rise above or rise up. Wow, that's a pretty powerful message already, pile 3, but let's get your final card. Pile 3, anything else they need to know? Advice, wisdom, guidance for the month of October 2024. And we have here, it's okay to forget and then remember all over again. The Voyager, return home, lessons, realizations, and then of course the number 10 with a new beginning. As if there wasn't enough new beginning energy, you're also getting the number 10, new beginning. And it's okay. It's okay to forget your worth and then remember your worth again. And then go on another cycle where you're really allowing others to treat you with respect finally. And if they can't treat you with respect, they don't get to treat you at all. Like, you're just out. You're out the door. You've moved on because you're done effing around. You're done settling for scraps. You're done. You're just done energetically with anything that is looking to stand in your way of shining your light as bright as you can, not for anyone else, but just for your own spirit, for your own damn self. Pile 3, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of all 3 piles. You guys have really done some work or are going through some work right now, but instead of shying away from it, you're facing it head on. And that is such a gift. This is something I was telling my aunt when she was here. And I was referring actually to my grandma on the opposite side of the family. So this is my dad's sister. Well, I was referring to the grandma on my mom's side, how from the day I was born, my grandma was 52 years old when I was born. And she died when she was 90. So that's 39 years-ish, right? I was 39 when she passed away. So for the 39 years that she was on this earth at the same time I was, she was the exact same person. Her hobbies were the same. Her interests were the same. The stuff she would bitch about was the same. It was all the same. I don't want to be like that myself. Like, I want to keep evolving and growing and learning, and especially learning from my own mistakes and my own, you know, like that person who I was. Yes, there are like those core, radiant, shiny parts of me that were existing when I was a child or a teenager or early 20s, early 30s, early 40s. They still are me, but those, you know, other parts that just were me trying on different hats or trying to be this person to please that person, or to, you know, embody this energy so I can get this job or be this person. The older I get, the more I just allow what's no longer authentically me to just fall away. And it feels so good. Like giving no Fs. And that's where that probably should have originated from, is giving no Fs. You're stepping so much more into your authenticity. But, you know, many of us that are here, I'm sure, can point to people in our own family lineage or people that we've known for 30, 40 years of our lives, that they're the same person in the same energy, bitching about the same stuff. You don't want to be that guy. I don't think any of you want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. And I actually took a lot of just knowing that I don't want that for myself to almost act as that motivation to just keep going, dig a little bit deeper, reach a little bit higher. And this is not for anyone, that hustle culture, grind, top of your game. That has nothing to do with why I'm doing what I do. It's because I want to get deeper in communion and in connection with my own spirit, because my spirit is all that I attain to be. It's just my human/ego side is not yet. And I'm working and not twerking, but working my way up. Not twerking my way up, but working my way up. Actually, fun fact about twerking. I guess it actually came from, I can't remember if it was a tribe in Africa or somewhere, but the act of twerking is actually a very spiritual, there's a spiritual reason behind it. But of course they have to invert and bastardize everything that's good into something negative or raunchy or whatever. They have to sexualize everything. I don't know. Just what I heard in like a 30-second short somewhere. I don't even know if it's true, but this is what I heard. So do your own research. But yeah, I don't think I've ever twerked, not purposely anyway. But I mean, you would got to think that to be able to do that, you got to have some range of motion in your hips. And most people are very stiff in the hips. It's where we keep a lot of trauma. So you got to think twerking would help release some trauma in the hips. Maybe I need to start twerking. Maybe not in public or on video, but like just in my own home, Maybe that's our goal for the month of I almost said February. For the month of October is to learn how to twerk properly. But like the original twerking, not what it is now, Twerking to release trauma. Twerking for trauma! Oh my gosh. I have gone off the rails already, and we're only an hour and 1 minute into this live stream. Oh, Amber has donated for 2 1111 readings or questions. Cool. Yeah, no sales and no support. Yeah, that makes it so hard. I'm so sorry, Amber. But yeah, we'll get you the maximum amount of impact we can in those 2 1-card pulls. How's that sound? And they're never 1 card. You know me, guys. Come on now. I don't even know why I call it a 1 card. I should just call it a mini reading, because really, but is it even still a mini reading? I don't know. Because it's not really. John, hi! You actually won our giveaway last Friday? Was it Friday? I think it was Friday. You won our giveaway last Friday. Go check it out. I pinned the timestamp for you. Yes, because I don't think we did our giveaway last time because I had to go quickly. And then we're not also doing the giveaway this time because I wanted to really take my time with that pick a card portion. And that is kind of my gift to all of you for the month of October, is this pick a card. So we'll probably resume our giveaway next time. Oh, loudest water bottle on YouTube strikes again. It's been pretty quiet lately. Oh, she heard twerking and show me what it is. Yeah, it's kind of comical to look at it. Spiritual twerking was not on my Friday bingo card. Mine either. You never know what you're signing up for when you come hang out over here. We were talking about twerking right as John came in. Funny. Let's see. I am so done. I don't shy away from talking about it in front of my husband, who is totally lost and happy in the Matrix. Yeah. And that's the thing is, when you start to level up, the people around you that can't stand that, or they don't want you to change, they will really, it's very much that 5 of Cups card in pile 3, where the skeleton's tapping them on the shoulder like, hey, remember me? Get back to my level. Who do you think you are rising above? It's like, but this is something I've learned. So hold your own, people. Hold your own, because there was this water experiment done where they had all this water around this FG tower. You know what I'm talking about. Completely unstructured, that water. They froze it and they saw pictures of it. Completely unstructured. So then they decided to heal, or, give love, give attention, give that energy to enough of that water to fill like a petri dish, and froze it and sent it love, and then unfroze it, sent it more love, and then I guess she made a post, and 63 of her followers all sent this water love, completely healed it back to its original amazing structure. And then you melt all that water that was formed in those ice crystals, and you put it back in the rest of the water that was with the FG tower. Well, guess what that water did? Because one, drop, or, just say in this instance, one drop of water got the healing, did the work, came back to its original blueprint, in alignment with our true spirit. That's what we're trying to do here anyway. And then it went back into the wild of unstructured. And what did it do? It structured all the rest of it. So don't feel like your example is going unnoticed. At the very least, even if it's going unnoticed or falling on deaf ears to certain people in your life, there are certain other people that you may cross paths with in the grocery store or in the school pickup line, or your children that are picking up what you're throwing down. So don't feel like all of this growth and abundance that you're giving to yourself is falling on deaf ears, because someone out there is receiving that amazing loving energy and choosing now to also step up and do the work for themselves. Healing can be contagious, but it can also be outrageous if there's people around you that don't want to change and they're very set in their ways. And it kind of reminds me of this meme I saw on Facebook a while back. It was a butterfly sitting at a table out to coffee with a caterpillar. And the caterpillar's like, "You've changed." And the butterfly's like, "Yeah, we're supposed to." I mean, that is just the embodiment of, matrix, people that are very stuck in the matrix, and then the butterflies that just want to keep evolving to their highest state, and it's not to prove anything or to be better than. No, it's this literal divine calling that so many of us do feel. It's just, oh, yeah. You said blueprint. I did the journeying for the birth DNA. Oh dear, I cried. It was traumatic rather than being a happy event. Oh, I can imagine. Yeah. And those are journeys that you can take over and over and over again and gain more insight, more wisdom, more knowledge, deeper, 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 the more you go into it. And yeah, we can find some pretty crazy things that just feel traumatic rather than happy. But that's the beauty of it, is when it's completely unconscious or unknown, unobserved. That's the thing with quantum physics, quantum healing, quantum jumping, is the observer cannot be left out of the equation. Once something is observed, it's able to be changed. When we can't observe something or it's hidden, we have no power to make a change or a shift. But once it's observed, that's like more than half the battle, is knowing what the F we're dealing with here, Even though it doesn't feel good, it sure does not feel good, but we have the power. We have the power. Yeah. And that's the thing, Amber. I've been doing a lot more research on shamanism, and just I checked out like every book from the library. I don't have most of them, which is good because I'm kind of trickle them in, putting them on hold at my library. But usually the shamans are the ones that, like, they sign up for a lot of ish and a lot to be surrounded by people who are constantly bringing them down or trying to keep them down. That's a story of so many people who identify as like a shaman. That so many have walked that path. I know I've walked that path. I know you've walked that path. So many of you that are here, you probably feel it too. Michelle, yes, let's get into it. Speaking of, because I only have about another 45 minutes, so we got to go. We got to get going. I don't want to rush anybody. So we have 3 donations. So one card for Michelle. Go ahead and post your question, unless it's in over here, then I can just grab it from PayPal. Otherwise, you can post it. And then Amber has also donated for 2 1-card pulls. And she's got her questions out here. So perfect. All right. Yeah, 3 years ago, in one of my very first few readings, I put a lot on my plate. Yeah. I think I've seen the image or kind of the analogy of me signing up to be here in this incarnation as almost like this little kid with one of those, not even a buffet plate, but a platter. And I'm up at the buffet going like this. Ooh, I want to experience that. And then I'm this little kid just trucking this platter over to my table to sit down and start eating. I take a bunch of bites. And then before I know it, I still have this mountain of food, but I'm like, oh, what did I do? I'm so full and I have all this left. And it does also feel like the little boy Brucey on the Matilda movie, or even in the book, Bruce Bogtrotter, I think was his name. And he stole a piece of the Trunchbull's cake, and then as a punishment, she made him finish the cake in front of everybody. I think that's so Like, it feels very spiritual reasons behind that. Spiritual meanings. All right. Let's get into it for Michelle. We're going to go to the Cozy Witch Tarot because also fall vibes right here. I love this deck so much. It is cozy. It's a cozy vibe, this deck. Even when we get things we don't want to hear from this deck, it feels a very loving hand on your shoulder, ready to guide you through. That's what I love about this deck. Energetically, that's what it feels like to me. So Michelle says, I sent an email to a female chiropractor. Will she be able to help me? I'm feeling out of resources, and all night I prayed to my angels, but why do I feel they are hiding? Like I was given this injury with no plan to heal. All right. Well, Michelle, first and foremost, I would say a lot of times when we're trying to heal a physical injury or ailment or illness that has an energetic root cause, it can feel like we're spinning our wheels. So one thing you can do is sign up for a quantum healing session with Raylene from Roots Restored Wellness. I'll write it out. She's here on YouTube, but she also has, if you go to Roots Restored wellness.com, that's, I don't think you can probably copy that, but just to let you know what it is. If she doesn't, I think she might, I don't know if she has an injury specific session thing, but I know she has one called issue specific. So if you have a specific issue that she doesn't have a session for, you can sign up for that specific issue, and she will get to the literal root cause of why you're dealing with things. And I can't say any better things from her. Just, she's amazing. And I do a lot of these types of healing sessions as well, but I'm really not in the market for that right this second. But I will only recommend people that I have vetted out, and I've vetted her out as much as a person can and experienced her healing sessions myself. And I would say that would be like a really good place to start, especially if you feel like all of your other avenues are just hitting brick walls or dead ends. I can't say enough about quantum healing with Raylene, Roots Restored Wellness. All right, so let's get into what you asked, Michelle. She sent an email to the female, and okay, we had a card that fell, and it's in reverse, so slippery energy. So we have 8 of Cups, of course, came out in reverse. So yeah, I can feel like you're ready to just be done with this physical illness ailment. You're ready to be done. But it says, if your life feels stale, explore some new scenery. So I think you're on the right track to just be like, kind of almost like hitting this like dead end brick wall, rock bottom. Like, I'm just done. I don't know where else to turn. Well, I think quantum healing might be able to help you. But let's just see, as far as this female chiropractor, will she be able to help Michelle with her back issue? Okay, 8 of Pentacles. I think she will, but it's going to be a session after session after. Like, you're really going to be spending some dough here to get the results you're looking for. And let me just say, one quantum healing session with Raylene is, I think, $66 is her kind of just group session rate. So I would start with Raylene if you feel at all inclined. Of course, use your own judgment and intuition to see if this would help you. But $66, you could get to the root cause and just be done. Be done with the pain and all of it. I would say, though, this lady would most likely be able to help you, but it's going to take repeating, going back. But let's just see any other guidance we can get about this chiropractor. And also, I'm not like sponsored. I don't get any kickback or anything by recommending. It's just when something works for me, I shout it from the rooftops. I sing praises where praises are due, and that's where I'm coming from with Raylene. Let's see. Here we go. Michelle with this chiropractor. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. So this is definitely an opportunity to heal. One of the opportunities you can have to heal would be with her. But it's going to be a long road to recovery is what I'm hearing, going that route. Anything else about this chiropractor being able to help Michelle? Yeah, because I'm seeing there may be some pressure on a specific nerve, or I'm seeing almost like the different discs, and I don't know the number or where on, the number of the spinal discs your pain is at, but I'm seeing it's maybe the discs themselves that are causing pressure on some nerve that's causing the pain, because I'm seeing the pain go to one side. It's not like just in the middle. I mean, it can start there and then kind of reverberate to another side, one side or the other. But we have Knight of Pentacles, slowly but surely. And that's exactly what we were saying. It's going to take time going back, going back, going back. I'm even seeing like this ultrasound machine kind of thing where they will massage and do. I actually had a back injury that I got in a like rear-ending accident where the lady behind me hit my car and I went into the 3 cars in front of me. She was going that fast. Yeah, left side. Yeah. And I don't know if this is sciatic nerve. It feels to me like a nerve. A nerve is being kind of crunched between 2 discs somehow. But they did some sort of at the chiropractor, because I had to go back and back and back. And yeah, it helped. But like it didn't get to the root cause. And for years, and we're talking, this was in the year 2000. It was May 21st, 2000. A little less than a week after I moved to Missoula, or a little more than a week. After I moved to Missoula, and I was on my way to a job interview, and I got rear-ended, and that like totally took me out of the, being able to earn a living and do these things for a while. Like I was out of commission for a while, and it really, like, that pain stuck with me until 2017. So for 17 years, I dealt with this chronic back issue through no fault of my own. It was someone rear-ending me. But it was with my quantum healing hypnosis session with Alba Weinman that we address the root cause of that pain. So that's different than the quantum healing Raylene does. But I would say either way, even if you want to hire like a QHHT to get to the root cause of your back pain, that will alleviate on a root level that pain. We always think I'm just as guilty. Like I need physicality to prove this, that, the other. I want physical things to do in the physical to also work with my spiritual gifts. Because if everything just feels so floaty and flighty and up in my head, it almost doesn't feel real. Like I want something to prove on a physical level. This is transpiring. That's happening. That's happening. And that's why, for years I was gung-ho on all these ways to heal my lower back pain as a result of that car accident. But it wasn't until I reached into these other realms, and it was almost an afterthought. I'm like, well, let me just address, because we could ask up to 10 questions to our higher self and get healing and figure things out. And I asked, can I get to the root issue of this back pain and be done with it? And my own spirit came in and healed it. So if you don't want to go the quantum healing route, just literally doing meditations or shamanic journeys where you're tuning into your true spirit and having your true spirit light up your energy field and get to the root cause. Because we don't even need to know what the root cause is to heal the root cause, because our true spirit knows. So connecting and communicating with your own true spirit will help. But per your question that you asked about this lady being able to help you, yes, absolutely. But it's going to take a lot of time and probably a lot of money to get you there, where maybe doing things in the quantum, more energetic realms can get you there much quicker. But also pairing up the quantum with going to this chiropractor would probably be your best bet, because then you're feeling things in the physical shifting, in the quantum realms they're shifting, and you're going to see results, absolutely. But I don't think she's going to be the only way you're getting these results. Or if she is, it's going to take a very long time. With the 8 of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, 2 very slow Saturnian energies. Saturn, usually when these changes and shifts are made, they're final. They are, you're good for life, because Saturn puts in that effort. But the downside of that, it takes forever. But once it's there, it lasts. So I would say pairing quantum healing up with chiropractic work, and maybe even some of your acupuncture and all that you're doing, all of these things have benefits. But when you can kind of bring all these different modalities on board for yourself, you're going to see the best results for yourself. All right, Michelle, I hope that worked or resonated for you. But yeah, it's going to take effort, going to take work, going to take time if you're doing it in a purely physical way or looking for physical ways to heal this pain. How many sessions should I do with Restore Wellness? Well, hey, I would just sign up for one and see what that does. Just try it out. And especially if you're trying to do issues with your back pain, you can go on her website and fill out a request for session form or request where she will tune into your higher self or true spirit and see what sessions would most benefit you. And you can even leave her a note when you're requesting the assessment, letting her know your back pain issues and what sessions she would recommend to help that. But I would start with just issue specific, and then in the notes of this issue specific, she usually does those once every week, every 2 weeks. So they're pretty common that those will roll around. But I would put in the notes, what you're dealing with and what you're hoping to gain from this. It may take one session and maybe take a few, not 100% sure. But if you can request your assessment from her, and she's unlike a lot of these other healers where, or even doctors, like, well, you got to keep coming back because that's how I get paid. Like, she's very much energetically, just me tuning into her energy. She doesn't want you to have to be a repeat customer. But so many of us are so traumatized, so damaged, so wounded that we could be healing our whole lives, and probably, because we're not just healing ourselves in this life, we're healing multitudes of lifetimes of trauma on this planet, that planet, these other, it's almost this endless well of trauma and pain that we've been experiencing from lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. But yeah, I would just start with one and just even wait a while and just see how you feel. See what you notice has changed. Read her testimonials. She's got lots of testimonials. And if you're on Facebook, you can tune into a lot of what she's got going on over on Facebook. She's updating multiple times a day over there. So you can absolutely check that out and see what's going on. But I highly recommend her, not because I get any kind of kickback or accolades or anything, but I just know it works. And when I know something works, I want to be the gift that keeps on giving to people. I'm never, ever, ever going to be one of those influencers that's taking money to tell you guys all this lie. Like, I would never. That does not align with me at all. Yeah, past life healing that is more complex, and also the programs, inserts, etc. that needs healing, and also the ways that we're locked and loaded in this matrix. Like, we never know the root cause of our back pain. Could be some off-planet overlord pulling strings somehow. Like, we never know what the root cause of this crap is, and nor do we even ever need to. As long as our true spirit knows what's up, like, we're usually pretty good to go. But a lot of people have struggles connecting to their inner selves because we've been told that, we need to keep projecting our energy out, never go within. I know a little bit of the new age is about go within, but then they're also promoting go without. So it's like, we really need to do our own due diligence to kind of pair our own inner healing up with our external healing. And of course, we can have healers that help us, but all healing, this is something I always say, all healing is self-healing. Period. End of story. You go to a hospital for a broken arm, that doctor will set that arm, put the cast on, and what's left? Your body heals itself. It's nice to have the know-how of the doctor or the shaman or the healer to set the stage for this healing to take place, or remove blockages, or set the bone, or whatever it is for the healing to take. But it's all healing is self-healing. We are all each our own healers. And the second we can get that through our more ego-driven heads, the quicker and easier we can heal, because we'll know the power to heal is in our own hands. But we're told from like day one in this matrix that no, you need to trust this authority, that authority, that authority. And they're the one that heals you. No. You're healing yourself. Your body has this absolute innate intelligence to heal itself if given the right conditions. It's just most of us are so in the wrong conditions for healing that it'll never happen. Period. Yes, Brianna knows what's up. Oh, you removed a matrix claw from your creation center. It was increasing and strengthening my period cramps. Yeah, absolutely. What better way to, keep women down than to cause more pain than you need? I could go off on my soapbox, but we'd be here all day, and we got to get to Amber's questions. So, point blank, period. All right, here we go. So, first question for Amber. Need answers. Do not have a lot of money for 2 full readings at the moment. So I was doing a lot of energy work last night, seeing the spongy jelly-like dome put in place over a 100-mile radius around our home, and the storm getting split in 2, going either side. Then I was asking the true organic source to bring down more authentic energy through me, deep into the true organic earth, and anchor deep in earth. I love that. Did this help? I am asking because we are getting a lot of info that we will lose electricity, internet, and maybe even water with a lot of flooding. The storm changed its direction and its intensity got reduced. Not sure if tree damage happened in my community. We still have electricity, internet, and water. All right. I feel what you did actually saved your community from all that they said was coming in. You're like, no, not signing up for that. I'm going to do something about it. So you really did help your energy, the energy in your area, Amber. Absolutely. Know that what you did is why people are not underwater right now. Even if it's only this much water, like you helped big time. So know that you helped. But let's tune in. What does Amber need to know about what she did to help in this? Literally, you took your power back. And look at it's almost like someone's sitting on a roof, like you saw like on the Hurricane Katrina footage, like people sitting on roofs waiting to be rescued. No, you went and rescued your damn self in your own community. But it says here, taking time for deep self-reflection is essential, or deep connection, deep protection. You did that. You literally created a whole new timeline where things were pretty much just fine. So don't think that what you did was some small thing. You did a big thing. And now I have chills. Amber, wow. The second you start to realize how powerful you are, Amber, nothing's going to stand in your way. So just know, you literally anchored a timeline in. I got chills. You anchored a timeline in where things were pretty stable. And that's the thing. You can look 2, 3, 4 communities over and there have like devastation, but you're just fine. Or even one road over, there's devastation, but you're just fine. Or this person's just fine. And oh my gosh, right across the street, look at what's going on over there. Because you locked and loaded and anchored in love and peace and protection. And you can do that all the time with anything. Setting your intention and then bringing that energy in is everything. That is healing. So, wow. Just know that what you did was perfect. That was amazing. Yeah, 3 of Pentacles. So you literally were working with what you had. So, your spirit came together with Mother Earth, came together with other spirit to make this timeline possible. And you literally anchored that timeline into the physical reality. But the 3 of Pentacles is about working together. So maybe you're even working with nature spirits, with the air elementals. I mean, in a big storm like that, the water sprites and the air elementals, you can work with all of them. We are water. So water's like family to us. I know a lot of people have major fears of drowning and big storms and water. But you can communicate with water. Yeah, source is watching you. Yes, I have tears. I've been told how powerless I am, that I get self-doubt and every time I do anything. And, oh, your name is Rain. Yes, I love that. But the thing is, so many of us in this realm, and, this is how they want it to be, where we're putting our self-worth down to how much money we're earning or making, or how much money we've accumulated, how many assets we've accumulated. Well, think of it this way. We can't take any of that with us when we transition out of this body. None of that comes with us. That has nothing to do with who we are and our worth. And that's a hard lesson I'm still learning. How much value I feel I provide, but yet in return, the money exchange and energy exchange of what it is I do. But I've just kind of come to this realization that I'm not meant to make a lot of money using these specific gifts. Maybe I'm meant to make money in a different way, or not at all, or very little in other ways. Or maybe I will overcome that limiting belief and jump into this timeline where money is just flowing to me. I don't know for sure, but I'm still working through my own money, limiting beliefs around money. Because for so long, it was just drilled into me from a very young age. You got to work hard to even bleed a penny out of a stone to make money, because I watched my mom struggle working 3 jobs as a single mom, barely making anything, sometimes having to work under the table just to make ends meet, and that was a big example. And then my dad on the other side had all this money, but he worked hard for it. Yes, absolutely. But then he was so rigid. He would never let even a penny go. Like, he just hoarded his money. So I have 2 very extreme examples that I grew up with, that I'm like, I don't want to be either of those. I mean, I can give grace to both of them for, the mentalities that they were in and the families that they were raised in and everything. But I'm still learning. We're all still learning, I think, Yeah. I don't want to get egoic, but I told my husband the first thing I got up that I might have helped save a lot of people from the damage of the storm. He looked shocked and almost mocked me. Yeah, but that energy or that information really maybe just not be for his ears. You can know your worth without having him try to validate it in any way, because if anything, he's going to invalidate it because he's in just a completely different reality than you're in. Because when you don't have the eyes to see, that's like trying to explain the color purple to a blind person that they've never seen the color purple. There's no way they could ever fathom or grasp the energy you're bringing to the table. That's the hard part. Anything else Amber needs to know about her anchoring and doing all this work during the storm? Yeah, literally, the world. And look at the dome. I have chills. She's inside the dome. Do you see this? She created that protective, bio shield. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. I'm going to read it. Yay, you did it. Now do something to celebrate a job well done. Look at that. Pat yourself on the back. You maybe have saved people's lives last night. Think of that. And if someone wants to poo-poo or mock that says a hell of a lot more about them than it says about you. Yes. Look at that. And the butterflies, that's about transformation. Maybe that helping hand energy that you gave someone to avoid devastation is now the trigger or the seed of their awakening. I have chills just saying that. So I almost want to cry. Amber, I wish I could give you the biggest hug and help you realize how amazing you are. I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that. Oh, you know how it is. But that's the thing with the shaman life path is so many people feel worthless, but they're so worthy. And so many of us, are just, we all get lost in this trap of, well, if I'm not earning this much a week, if I'm not contributing this, if I'm not doing that, if my, portfolio doesn't look like I don't even have a portfolio. I don't even know what that means. We are worth so much more than the material world represents, because so much, if you just consider what the physical reality and visible spectrum is somewhere estimated between 1% and 5% of what actually exists. Well, you and I, Amber, and many of you that watch this live stream operate in those other realms so much more than you operate in the material world. So just let that sink in. Your worth may be kind of hidden in these other realms so much more than it is just in this physical reality. Wow. I think I also needed to hear that, because sometimes I just never know. Yeah, it's a tough journey for sure. I'm up for service to the true organic source of energy, but the fact that that the reality needs money is heartbreaking. Yeah, because no other group of species out there has this system. They all live with the natural energy of give and take and in alignment with nature. We're the only species that doesn't. And look how far off the rails we've gone. Yeah. All by design, though. All by design. This was designed as a copy of the original. So, but when you copy an original, a lot of times it's the opposite energy of the original. So that makes a lot of sense as to why that's going on. But Amber, wow. You might just have to watch this section over again to remind yourself when you're feeling down how amazing you are. Just so you know. Okay? Yeah, I'm up for service. Yeah, that's the thing. It's heartbreaking that we need to have money to prove that, see, I worked this much, or I did that much impact, or just the fact that we have to almost validate ourselves with these external resources it's grossly undervaluing nature itself. But we be doing what we be doing here, until we change it, which a lot of us are here to be that ghost in the machine or that wrench in the gears of this matrix system. And you're one of them. I'm one of them. So many that watch this live stream are one of them. All right. Question 2. I don't want to take Kashfi to a doctor for all crazy testing, but she's getting a 101.8 temp even today. She has a lot of coughing, chills, backache. It's her 5th day. I'm setting intentions for healing, gave her a salt bath, even worked on her energy last night. Okay, I'm getting so many downloads already with this. Her body's just cleansing and purging. That's it. when you get a temperature spike like that, I mean, it's not huge high. I mean, if it was like 104, 105, get to the doctor and get the help you need. But I guess that maybe be considered kind of, yeah, it's a fever, but that means your body's fighting something off or getting rid of, detoxing, purging. So I'm really seeing her as a-okay. And not to give all my medical whatever out, but I've never taken my kids to the doctor, even for any kind of fever ever. The only time my kids have ever been, well, there was one time Wrigley had to go in because his when you're like 2-3 years old, I like tried to pull him up. He was under because I had to drive over we were parked at one place waiting for a closer parking spot at Boston's school, and I tried to pull him up by his arms from under like where the gas pedal and all that are in the driver's seat, and I popped his little elbow out of alignment. But literally all the doctor did was this. That's it. That's the one time I've taken my kids that wasn't with those child well checks where they just hop them up full of, which we stopped doing that when Wrigley was 2, because I could tell you guys that story. And Boston was 6 at the time. So they haven't been back to the doctor since. Boston's now 13, healthy as a horse. Wrigley's now 9, almost 10, healthy as a horse. We get colds and coughs and stuff, but we're good, So, and if they weren't, of course, obviously I would take them in, but they're fine. But yeah, how long for her to recover? I see 2 more days. And of course, she's already been through the worst of it. Like, I don't even feel like I need to pull cards for this, but I'm going to just in case. But yeah, I'm seeing like 2 days tops, maybe even 24 hours. Like she's, it usually kind of just takes you to get that pep in your step a little longer than maybe maybe things clear up and you're feeling better, but you're still not 100% like ready to run a race. Waning moon, and we're in the waning moon, right? Maybe we're in the waxing moon. I don't remember. No, we're waning. We're waning moon. Yeah. Let go of anything that no longer serves. And this is exactly what her body's doing while giving gratitude for the lessons and experiences that came along with them. Yeah. Yeah, she's draining your energy, right? I avoided taking her today. I'm sure if I take her tomorrow, they will give her antibiotic, right? Mm-hmm. And you know what all that's about. Epstein-Barr. Let's get it in everybody. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, within hours to days, I would say she's going to be feeling better and better and better. She did break contracts. Wow, that's good. Let's just see anything else Amber and Kashvi need to know about Kashvi's little illness here. Yeah, that backache, that really deep backache. I had that this last time I had, the C. Yeah, she's going to be celebrating very soon. And fan, that's that air element of, moving energy. She's going to be bopping and hopping around before no time. Yeah, I would say she's going to be back at school on Monday just fine. Like, that's what I see. And of course, this weekend, maybe you're having her drink lots of fluids and rest. But if she's feeling this burst of energy, let her be energetic, Yeah, flute. Disappointment in a friend or lover. Well, this is her disappointment in, around her birthday to be sick. No one wants to be sick on their birthday. But she's going to be feeling fine very soon. And then archway. New opportunities, possibilities, and paths are opening up because she let go of that old energy. And look, there's another kind of bridge, archway, or dome being created here. So you can kind of fast track this energy, Amber, by doing a very similar thing that you did for, it's almost like you're creating your own healing pod for her. So create your own healing pod for her to get the rest and recuperation she needs to be able to detox all the rest of this gunk out, and she'll be well on her way to moving forward. Yeah, within the weekend, for sure. She's good. Oh, you did that. Well, then it's working. Yeah, and that's the thing is, we do all this healing. Like, I'll heal my migraine, which I had one yesterday, and that was like, oh, God. So I had to break my fast. Just spoiler alert, I had to break my fast. My 3-day water fast made it 28 hours, 29 hours before massive migraine. But the migraine was not because my body was doing what it was doing. It was that energetic interference that I get. Entities. Clearing entities. Because I've done some massive, so there's this shamanic journey that I did. I just did it to drumming music that I found and vetted out just energetically online. So I vetted that out, and I just went into this journey where I almost saw this like shadow person of matrix, drama, and trauma. I took the root cause of all of my biggest whatever and almost had it manifest as this shadowy matrix person. And I saw all the little cords and strings going into me from that matrix shadow energy. And this was so powerful because this is when my migraine really kicked on. Because when I'm fasting, my shamanic journeys are like off the chain. If you have a hard time connecting to your intuition or your spirituality, do some fasting, and that ish will come to the surface. But it was after I saw first all of those cords came off the matrix shadowy person that represented the matrix. You can try this at home yourselves if you feel so inclined. Do it. It works so well. Of course, you may have consequences, meaning you're going to have detox symptoms, but also matrix interference. Oh, you just disconnected? I don't think so. Come right back in. We're literally fighting for our lives in any given moment on this planet. I've come to that realization. Like that's just is what it's going to be. But I'm not going down without a fight. I'll tell you that much. I'm done. So first I disconnected that, and it almost looked like this network of like roots and cords and veins and arteries connected from this matrixy shadow person, drama, trauma, wounds of the matrix that were connected into me. And then I disconnected, pulled from the roots all these, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of locations all over my body in the shape of two body outlines from one side to the other. And then I opened the floor into this, that spirit, that source fire, that cleansing purification fire to send everything back to the original source creator. And I just let the floor open and take all those roots. And then I allowed that matrix to go down with the ship, the matrix shadow person. And then I stepped back. I purified myself in my own spiritual fire, my own spiritual light, and did healing in all the areas. And then within probably 20, 30 minutes of doing that, massive migraine just out of nowhere. Boom, there it is. And I got that, yes, part of it was detox, but also part of it was, oh, you just disconnected? I don't think so. Womp. And that's where they get me every time, is kind of slightly to the right of that kind of atlas area. Boom, right there. And it almost looks like this cylindrical, almost like a hockey puck, but like metal. And then there's this big long black cord that comes out of it. I'm constantly clearing that away. And then there's also this like helmet that I have talked about before, like a metal helmet. And I remembered what movie. For those of you that were here that day, I was trying to remember what movie was that. He was wearing this like metal helmet contraption thingy. It was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Let me see. I'll show you what I envision, this almost helmet of pain that the Matrix will throw on me. Let's see. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I'll just see if I can find it. Okay, here it is. Like, that's what it energetically looks like to me. And look, it's got all these like cords and stuff coming off of it. Like, and then another kind of energy of it. I'm just like, nah, I'm good. Like, I don't need all this in my life. Let me try to zoom in and show you just all the crap that they pull. Yeah, but that's, yeah. I clear the helmet, inserts, cords, claws, nets. Yeah, darts. Darts are another thing, because what I see are these energetic darts that they go in at a pinpoint, but then they kind of like fan open once they enter, to where you try to pull it out and it just, I've run into those things. I call them darts. I don't know another name for them. There's probably a better name for it. It's almost like when a porcupine quill goes in, like the little hook on it kind of folds in and it goes in almost like a needle. But then when you try to pull it out, it's like, it's stuck, because it almost creates a little kink on the end of it and hooks. Yeah, like an anchor. That's the word. Yeah, exactly. But when that happens in my mind's eye, I just energetically dissolve that inner part that's anchored in, and then it pulls right out. We are so magical. If we knew, I mean, it feels like make-believe and la la land and pretend. It really does when you really get started on this work. But the more you get into it and the more that you take the time to do this healing and clearing and peeling and decluttering, we're constantly, and I mean constant, we're literally fighting for our lives here. So we're constantly clearing this clutter. Yeah, it's hard work, but someone's got to do it. And no one's going to do it for us. I mean, yes, we can pay people to do it for us. Sure, I'll give you that. But if we're also doing that work in tandem with us paying others to help facilitate this healing for us, we're really doing ourselves a great service to be able to do that. So, yeah, your thing is, will there be a day when we just stop doing this? I know, right? It's like Groundhog Day. It's like maybe same or different day, but it's the same stuff. Or maybe it's the same day, almost feels like, but different stuff's coming at us now. But it's almost like this. It looks like this way, like we're just going through the motions over and over and over. But really, if we look at it from the side view, this is what we're doing. But that stuff that we once cleared, the only reason it can keep attaching to me here is because there's something within me, energetically, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, etherically, that it can attach to or anchor to. If I can get to the root cause, which I'm working on it, believe me, I'm working on it. Maybe that's what I need to do, is sign up with another Raylene session and in tandem do another shamanic journey where I'm clearing the root cause of my migraines. I've never actually, you would think with how much they've affected my life, I'd have thought to do that. I'm going to write that down for myself. Thank you for the reminder. Clear root cause of migraines. But see, like Michelle asking that question about her back pain, and I'm giving her all this advice that's coming through for her. That's also healing me. That's benefiting me. I'm getting this message too, you know? And whoever's watching that has any kind of pain, whether it's physical pain, emotional, mental, spiritual pain, whatever kind of pain, grief, trauma, we can all take this energy and information and use what resonates and leave the rest behind, you know? Yeah, it really is a trauma and DNA manipulation. Absolutely. Yeah, and that's why there's a lot of days I'm like, Jesus, take the wheel, but I'm not out here trusting any kind of entities. So I say, true spirit, take the wheel. Like, just envelop myself in 3 bubbles of my true spirit. And then every night and even during the day, when I'm just kind of having a chill, low-key day, I will put myself in that womb energy with the amniotic fluid and all. And I'm hearing in my head when I bring in this almost amniotic fluid, I'm hearing the healing sacred waters. And it's almost like creating my own healing pod within that. So here, free healing pod for all of you. If you don't mind being all up in those warm, amniotic, sacred healing waters. Yeah, rejuvenation. Absolutely. Yeah, there's so much we can do, and yet there's so much left to be done. But the more we do, the less we have yet to do. That's kind of my mentality on it. And if I can just kind of get in this zone of knowing that we're literally here fighting for our lives, fighting for our spirits, even our souls for sure. I mean, our souls are literally a container for which they trap our spirit in this matrix. So I've also been doing soul healing, not just spirit, you know, because our true spirit doesn't need any healing. If you think about it, it cannot be destroyed or tainted in any kind of way. Of course, when a chunk of that spirit is here having this human experience, that part of that spirit feels very much like it's being tortured, really, in a lot of ways. But it's really the spirit that contains all of this while we're in here that needs the healing. If you think about it, it's the human aspects, the spirit, anything that exists outside this matrix that is not yet in another matrix or a layer of another matrix, and matrix, you know, reverberating down the line. When you can get to the original source of your spirit, it's in perfection. It needs nothing. It wants nothing. It's everything and nothing all at once. Yeah. Yeah, that's the pod. Yes. It helps so much. And especially, I still wasn't able to get a very restful night's sleep. And I think this is just because we're in this eclipse corridor. The South Node is in my 12th house. So already these 18 months that the South Node's transiting my 12th house, I know that I'm not going to be sleeping consistently and as deep as I need to. But I'm also setting those intentions that even if I'm not sleeping as deep as I need to, I'm still getting restorative rest. And earlier, up until today, this week, I've been feeling the effects of it. I actually took 2 20-minute naps before and after some work that I had to do on Tuesday. No, it was Wednesday, and the work was being here with you guys. So took a nap before, took a nap after, and I felt good. But I'm realizing, because I'm not getting that as deep and restorative and long amount of sleep as I should be at night, because there's so much interference going on, that if I'm feeling a little bit tired during the day, I'll allow myself. But that's the thing, I can't even stay asleep during the day anymore. I just wake up and then wake up and then wake up, like all night long, tossing, turning, waking up just from a dead sleep, just wide awake. What is going on? Yeah. And whether I'm eating or whether I'm fasting, like it's the same thing. But I'm protecting myself. I'm setting the intentions. But so much of what I got last night, because I was locked and loaded, I even put this big, I called it like etheric metal, because it's a metal that we don't even have access to on this planet, and I don't know what it's called. So I created this etheric metal pyramid structure over the womb structure, over my 3 bubble containers, over my amniotic. Like, I went in last night. I'm like, I am highly protected. And the weird thing is, yes, I woke up pretty much all night. Woke up. I only had to pee once though, which is interesting, because normally that's a lot more. But I felt actually pretty rested when I woke up this morning. I actually woke up about 20 minutes before my alarm and couldn't go back to sleep. But I was fine. Like I was, and I'm not even tired, like, oh, I need a nap. I'm good. Like, for whatever reason. So even if you're still like, damn it, I'm waking up and I can't sleep and I need sleep. Well, calling in your true spirit to help you. And one thing I did tune into is there's a lot of, because that South Node is transiting my 12th house, I'm getting a lot of my past life information, downloads, healing going on while I'm sleeping. And sometimes that can energize me even when I'm sleeping. And people also that wake up around 3 a.m., maybe that's the only time they wake up in the night, their liver is doing something at that time. I think it's like liver detoxing or something with the liver. If you Google waking up in the middle of the night, usually it's around 3 a.m. and liver, you can get that information, because I can't quite remember what it was. I looked at that a while back. But yeah, I've been the same way since I had that spontaneous Kundalini awakening in 2016. I've maybe had 3 nights where I slept the whole night through, from the time my head hit the pillow until I woke up for the day. Maybe 3 nights in how many years? 8 years? That's ridiculous. But I was never a great sleeper even before that, because, I had kids right before that. I mean, I still have kids, obviously, but, but just I'm marking since then, it really even kicked off and got worse. And since I was small, I've never been able to sleep through the night. Yeah. But I have Mars and Saturn in my 12th house. One foot on the gas, one foot on the brake. And Saturn, wherever Saturn sits, it makes everything difficult until the area or time that planet matures, which is like 36 in Vedic astrology. That's the time that Saturn matures. I know that Mars is when you're 25. But just having those 2 absolutely dual energies going on in my 12th house at all times, it's like my whole life's a walking contradiction. It's like, I'm so tired and want to sleep, but I want to stay up all night and research and learn all the things at the same time. Like, I want to do all the things. Like, I want to be a hardcore minimalist, but also like a maximalist all at the same time. You can't, but I try. Gemini moon vibes. Aspected by Pluto, meaning like in a square. I'm in a square to Pluto and a square to Saturn with my moon. That's difficult. Oh my God, tell me about it. I had Saturn Sati Sati, right, from 7th grade through master's. It's a very stressful. Yeah, that 7-year period of time is no joke at all. And even just having the opposition, because I had kind of an opposition Sati Sati around the time of my awakening, and a few years before, a few years after. But during that awakening, I was in the thick of the Sati Sati, and also Pluto was transiting exactly opposite my moon and my north node, so transiting over my south node all at once. Talk about a cluster F. It was no joke. So I'm already hearing in my intuition that my actual Sati Sati, which will happen, well, my moon is in Gemini, so we're in Aquarius, so it's going to be a minute, at least another 7 years or so from now. but I'm already hearing that I'm going to be able to handle that no problem. It's not going to be a walk in the park, obviously, but compared to what I came from in 2016, well, really 2013 through, I don't know, 2018, even before that. So 2012 through 2019, like that 7-year time. That was my kind of oppositional sati. This is going to be a walk in the park compared to that. But again, ain't no rainbows, roses, and butterflies at any given time, really. All you're in the middle of it again. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's the gift that keeps on giving. And also around our age as well, Amber, we have the Saturn square Uranus transition or transit. They basically all call that the midlife crisis square. So all of this on top of it, cherry on top. But it did break contract with Saturn. We'll repeat it. Yeah. And that, it just may literally bear repeating, especially if we are hopping timelines. That's why I like to say I go to a timeline where I've already done all the work, but have maybe even done more work. We can save ourselves some work by hopping to a timeline where we've already done this, But, it's a journey. Feel into it. Use your intuition. But I better go. I gotta get going here. So I love you guys. This was fun. I'm glad we got our pick a card. This felt right to me to get back in the swing of even the monthly pick a card where I do the horseshoe spread. I wished I had, why wish? Why not make it happen? I need to make that happen where I can have like a split camera view where you're seeing me here and also the table onto the side. So you get to see the whole thing play out. I think that would be good. One day we're going to work our way there. Probably not right now because this is a limbo. I'm calling this the limbo room right now because I want to get this cleared out, get Wrigley in here. Then I'm most likely going to have to move my live streams and stuff to my bedroom, actually, and just operate in there for about 6 months or so to where I can, fingers crossed, get that day job. I'm not applying for that day job until mid-October-ish. So I'm going to be applying for that, hopefully getting that. And then I will literally try to save as many dimes as I can to build myself a she shed in the backyard. And then get it wired up for electricity and get all that good stuff going and have my own separate space for all the work stuff. Yay! Thank you, Wu-Tang Tia. That's sweet. Hey, Wu-Tang Tia. It has been a while since I've seen you. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, we just did our big pick a card. I'm about to sign off of here and drop the timestamps in that for you guys so you can check that out if you missed it already. Oh, I already got the job. That's so sweet. I mean, it's literally doing what I'm doing right now. Slinging cards. I mean, that's what I'm going to be hopefully doing just in a way where I don't have to go find the clients will find me. So yes, that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully. Yes. All right, you guys, much love, peace. I'm going to drop these timestamps so you can just go check that out if you feel so inclined. And I also have a whole playlist here. If you just go to the playlist tab of the different pick a cards I've been doing recently. Tarot job doing my gifts, but through a company rather than myself. And of course I can't say what company because I'm not allowed to do that. Well, hey, if I don't get the job at that company, I can just go to a different company or apply at this company. There's a lot of companies out there. I mean, I did it before right out of high school. It was a company back then called Magical Journeys. And it was interesting. It was interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do it. No fingers crossing. I got this. I can do this. I mean, I literally do this now. Like for years now, I've been doing this. I got it. All right, you guys, I'm going to drop those timestamps. Thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see each and every one of you right back here at Harmony Purple Tarot live. I will be back here Friday. No, it is Friday. Wednesday next week at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Sorry, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. I'm messing it all up. It's not even Mercury retrograde. But yes, I will be back to hang out and do some readings for you guys. And we will most likely do a free 1-card pull to start that. And then, of course, we will bring our giveaway back on Wednesday. So I will see you then. Much love, peace, and see you next time. Bye.